I'm Price Bourgeois with Bourgeois Insurance. Make sure to catch Medicare Minute, where we talk all things Medicare, saving on Medicare, maximizing Medicare, Medicare scams, and much more. It airs after To Your Health and other times on HTV.
All right, we are back, and Price Bourgeois is with us. And Price, I got to tell you, as we talk about retirement, I've been in discussions with my friends, and the word retirement comes up quite a bit. Now, I'm 64. I plan on being here as long as Alec Gifford was at Channel 6, all right? But I'm hearing from a lot of my friends about retirement, and I think we need to talk about retirement because which should we start, like if you're going to retire in 2025?
Okay.
Is it time now?
Time is now to start thinking about it and start planning it.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you wait until December, that's when all the surprises happened. So there's going to be a couple of different categories on this. Like you're 64. Let's say you turn 65 in January. Well, you don't really have a whole lot you've got to do other than to go to SSA.gov and apply for your Medicare. But the more important thing is to plan what you're going to put with your Medicare, because that's where the costs come in. Medicare's pretty fixed as far as how much your Part B costs. Right. So you need to start making plans for that. The next category is going to be somebody who is over 65. They've been having employer coverage, and there's a couple of different things they may need. First off, because they've had that employer coverage, there's going to be some forms they're going to have to get filled out, one from their employer, one of them's the Part B application, and that's assuming they already have Part A. If they don't have Part A, it's a little bit more tedious because they're still going to have to do that application online, but now they're going to need those two forms, and they're going to have to wait for somebody from Social Security to call them to get them the forms.
So plan,
absolutely.
Yeah, plan.
And you think that this stuff would be quick. It might take Social Security 2 or 3 months to process your application.
It's the government. It's not going to be quick.
It's never quick. I've had people start the process in November, December, thinking that they were going to have it all ready for January. Ended up being February or March. Now, of course, the government will backdate it and back bill you for it, but that doesn't help you without having coverage for 2 months.
That's why people need to go see you. Get them straight.
The one other category, or one of the more common category, is maybe somebody who's over 65, but their spouse isn't on Medicare yet. Maybe they're underage. So then you need to plan on what kind of insurance that they're going to have. And I can tell you, it's always a surprise to people that they can get a pretty darn good plan for quite a low price. I'm a retirement specialist. I've had people come in, tell me they're going to work 4 or 5 more years because they're waiting for their spouse to age into Medicare. And once we actually put the numbers down, they come to find out they might be paying $200 to $400 a month for a really good plan for their spouse, which I know is a lot of money, but it's compared to working for another 5 years, you might decide to go sac-a-lait fishing for a few years.
Yeah, there you go. That's why it's important to set up a meeting with you now. You'll let them know where they need to be.
I'll let them know where they need to be. We'll do it one-on-one. There's no cost for it. But if you don't want to do a one-on-one, we do seminars about this every single month, if possible. With that being said, they do fill up fast. I mean, the one that we have going next week, we've got over 30 people coming to it, and the phones are ringing every day for them. So get booked into one of those seminars. Doesn't cost you a penny. We answer a lot of questions. And I can tell you, I have not had one person ever tell me they didn't learn something from the seminar.
All right, you brought some graphics too. With about 2.5 minutes left, I want to make sure we showed these to the people. Do we need to put these up?
We could put them up, so put them all at one time.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 forms that you need to have, whether you're turning 65, whether you've got your Part A or you're over 65 and you never signed up for anything, you need to make sure you get those at least 2 months prior to trying to apply for your Medicare.
Because people are visual, I want them to see.
We do carry those forms for you, so if somebody needs them, doesn't have them, call us, we'll email them to you, print them up, bring them to you, whatever we won't bring them to you, but you can come get them from the office or we'll email
And
them
that's
to you.
Part A of Medicare. Let's go to the one that says no parts of Medicare, but over 65 right there.
Right, you'll still need those 2 forms, but now you're going to have a little bit more process, because you still have to register on ssa.gov. Setting up that account is fun. You're not going to be able to walk right into the Social Security office and do this. At least very seldom you will.
All right, and then you have another one where retirement plan with spouse under 65 or under 65. There you go.
Based on projected income of around $50,000, a household of 2 is usually between $200 and $300 a month. Could be less in 2025. Usually has a good fixed copay for doctors and specialists with a pretty low deductible, in my opinion, of around $1,000. Now that's projected what next year's going to be. It's not exact, but that's not a bad plan.
We got about a minute left. Does the election have anything to do with?
It does. The Inflation Reduction Act is actually affecting drug plans for next year. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit on our next one.
Okay.
But there's going to be some big changes with deductibles and how those plans are going to work. It's definitely something you want to be aware of. And every plan is going to have something happen to it this year for sure.
Yeah, everything's always fluid, right?
Very fluid. Sometimes elections kind of have good effects. Sometimes they have strange effects.
That's why they need to go see you. You'll lay it all out for 'em. Price, good to see you again.
Good to see you, brother.
I'm still waiting on that pack of fish,
Hey, man, it's at Cocodrie waiting for you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. There you have it. Price Bourgeois. Check out his seminar or go see him in person, and he'll help you through it. We'll be back with more.